Purchase an eligible new 30 to 450 horsepower Yamaha outboard and get up to 7 years of coverage protection, plus up to $500 in dealer credit, or earn up to $700 in dealer credit on eligible 2.5 to 25 horsepower models. Fall into savings today.
Be sure to tune into this week's weekly video fishing forecast. We have a whole bunch of good stuff for you. We have the results from the Fred Golofaro Memorial South Shore Classic Tournament. We got another story from Captain Al Lorenzetti. We also have reports and events from around the island. And we also have a blackfish primer piece for you. Blackfish season is going on right now, and I'm going to show you guys how I fish for blackfish. And on top of that, we have big news on the striped bass front. Stay tuned for more.
The ultimate fishing authority in the Northeast, the Fisherman magazine.
Today's October 30th, 2025. We're at the end of the month already, almost into November. And I just want to remind you all, if you're not a subscriber to the Fisherman Magazine YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe now to get the latest updates whenever we release a new video on YouTube. On the striped bass front, real important stuff right here, guys. You want to tune in right now to this. The Atlantic States Marine Fisheries Commission and its Striped Bass Management Board have officially cast their vote the other morning on the Addendum 3 to Amendment 7 to the Striped Bass Fishery Management Plan. They're going with status quo. The vote was 13-3. That means no catch reductions in 2026. The regulations are going to stay the same. But this vote also includes establishing a new working group to look at the future health and management of striped bass in consideration of severely reduced reproductive success in Chesapeake Bay.
All right, Matt, let's take a quick look at the weather for the weekend. Well, Friday looks like it's going to be blowing. Saturday looks like it's going to be blowing. It looks like we're not going to get any relief until Sunday. So that's going to be your best bet, is to fish on Sunday. Matt, back to you.
So we're here at the 2025 Memorial Fred Golofaro South Shore Classic. We have a great turnout this year, as you can see. A lot of surf casters fishing the beaches the past 3 days. Fish up to 51 inches on the striped bass side. Fishing has been excellent. Want to thank State Parks, Capt Bait and Tackle, and our corporate sponsor, St. Croix, for donating the second and third place prizes for this tournament. Excellent turnout. We're looking forward to the next one. And for the winners of the tournament, let's get right into them. With a huge striped bass and a personal best to boot, George Lang, 51-inch fish, took the money and first place. Second place went to Kurt Lawrence with a 46-incher. He also won the shot pool at Capt because he was entered in it. And third went to Mike Estrada with a 45.6-incher. Congrats to all the winners, and thank you to all the participants. The local section of the November glossy issue of the Fisherman Magazine. It's out right now. We got a lot of great content for you. Let's dive right into it. Starting off, tackling tautog, gearing up for a personal best. Carl's River, great river to fish. This one is Fishing It from North to South by Tony Durso. And the last call for stripers, November surf strategies. I wrote that one myself. Reluctant blackfish. We all know blackfish can be picky. So here's one on how to catch reluctant ones by Doc Muller. And then to round it out for the local section of the magazine, we have North Shore Night Delight, Full-Time Calamari by Tony Salerno. Hey, and also we have the digital edition of the Fisherman Magazine that just came out on Monday. A whole bunch of content for you guys. So let's dig into that as well. Starting off our surf column, 2 is 1 and 1 is none by Ryan Norton. Our inshore column, wreck hopping in November. And our freshwater column, shallow depressions hold trout. And to round it out, we have a recipe for you on smoked bling.
At the edge of Long Island, where the ocean meets tradition, Montauk Anglers Club can be your boat's home and your gateway to legendary fishing. Whether you're a pro or just casting your first line, this is where memories are made. Join Montauk Anglers Club, where the catch of the day is just the beginning. Or go to montaukanglersclub.com for more information.
Blackfish season is hot right now. It's been good since the season opened up. I got a chance to hit a North Shore jetty earlier last week. We shot a video on it on how I fish these jetties for blackfish. Check it out. It's blackfish season here in the Northeast. We're spot locked right on the jetty using some small jigs, Okuma Tesoro. We're going to put some crabs on and we're going to try and get one right now. We're using green crabs to bait. I'm going to show you how it's done. Take the legs off first. My good pair of scissors. just like that. Cut the body in half on this size crab. You're left with a piece about that big right there. Take your blackfish jig. I'm using 3/4 ounce right now in a orange color. In one leg hole, out the other. That bait's ready to go right there. Using 20-pound braid, 40-pound leader. Have a 3/4 ounce jig on. That's gonna allow me to get down to the bottom. I'm gonna pitch up current a little bit, let it settle down to the rocks that are right in front of me. If you're new to blackfishing, you gotta know when to set the hook. You get these smaller taps, those are your investigative taps. Then you get your bigger hits, those are your commitment hits. These fish are still shallow this time of the year. We're in about 8-10 feet of water. I'm actually getting hit right now. So I peck at the bait, wait until he really picks it up. There we go, getting a better hit. You gotta know when to set the hook on these fish. There we go, I'm in. There we go. That's what we're looking for. The blackfish, fall favorite for Northeast fishermen. Well, be prepared to go through a lot of bait, throw back a lot of shorts before you get your keeper size fish. There's a lot of shorts around. That's how you tog fish here in the Northeast. All right. Let's take a look at the preview on the Open Boat Special by Jenie Ackerman. This episode comes out on Sunday.
Oh boy, I'm on the beach. You already know what is up. We're fishing, but first off, you guys all have to get in on fishing. So stay tuned for this week's Open Boat airing Sunday at 6 to see what I'm talking about. You can get a couple hints already of why I'm out here, but you already know. So stay tuned Sunday at 6, and happy Halloween. This tease comes out on Mischief Night, so you want to get more treats than tricks, go fishing tonight. Get a head start on what my open boat could possibly be this Sunday. So remember, Sunday at 6, catch you guys out there, and happy Halloween.
In the famed waters of Panama awaits a fishing experience like no other. Tropic Star Lodge welcomes anglers to get in on world-famous fishing action. Plan your perfect trip today. Tropic Star Lodge, the ultimate in fishing adventures for more than 60 years.
Now let's check in with our upcoming events from around the island. Starting off, we have the Town of Babylon Surf Fishing Cup from the 31st to November 2nd. Then November 1st is Toomey's Striped Bass Tournament. November 5th is the Riverview Striped Bass Tournament. On November 22nd, Steiger Craft Boats has an open house at their location. And November 30th is the Lindenhurst Fall Fishing Flea Market. For all the details on the events mentioned and more events from the Fisherman Magazine, visit thefishermanmagazine.com/events. Captain Al is back. Another great story. These stories are awesome from Captain Al, some real cool stuff. This one is about fishing the shipping lanes. Captain Al, let's hear it.
I'm going to try and make it short, but there's so much to it. But anyway, many years ago, I still had my 20-foot Mako, my original Mako boat, 20-foot. It had a 150 inline 6-cylinder Merc engine on it. So it's probably 1974, something like that. Tuna fishing was in, the tuna were there, and I wanted to go in the worst way, so it was one of those flat, calm, foggy days. I called the neighborhood kid, a friend of our family, Ian Peverly, and I said, Ian, you want to go fishing? Yeah, let's go. So we get on the boat, zip out there, we get in the ocean. Of course, the ocean is flat, foggy, couldn't see more than maybe, I don't know, a few hundred yards, and Ian got sick, and he's laying on the console. I get out to about 11 miles out. I see a swirl on top. I knew it was a fish. So Ian is laid out. I get a rod, drop the outrigger, put the rod in it, get a green machine. I'm setting it out, lock it up, third wake, go to the other side of the boat, get the other one ready, and the first rod goes off. And lines peeling out. So Ian, get up. And I start fighting the fish. Long story short, I get the fish, to the boat. It was a bluefin, probably 80 pounds, maybe more. When I put him in the 181 cooler, the tail stuck out more than a foot, so it was a big fish. Anyway, from the trolling, I had a little issue with my motor. Low speed, the plugs would load up, and the engine just didn't want to run. So I kept 6 clean spark plugs in a little pouch. I had them ready to go, so that's it. I stopped, shut the boat down, tilt the motor up, take the cover off, and I'm removing the spark plugs out of here. Whoa, I mean, loud and close. Holy mackerel. I'm right in the shipping lane, the inshore westbound lane. And I can't see it, but I can actually hear it pushing through the water. I freaked out. So I just got the rest of the plugs out, like in 2 seconds, put the other 6 in, hand tight, not even time to tighten them. Dropped the motor down, started up, and just pointed it south and ran like hell. And that thing went by. I just saw, like in the fog, this black kind of shadow. I'll tell you what, if I didn't get out of there, we were both dead. And the tuna fish would have gone to waste. Anyway, that's it for this week.
Let's get the latest on the Dreamboat and our Coastal Kayak Clash tournaments.
A big week in the Dreamboat Fishing Challenge. We have 7 entries. First up is Long Island subscriber Ahmed Solomon of Brooklyn, New York, entering his second fish on the board of a sea bass weighed in at Bernie's Bait and Tackle at 4.19 pounds, which places Ahmed second in the sea bass category and now placing him on the leaderboard. Next up is Daniel Solomon of South Setauket, New York, Long Island subscriber who weighed in his 9.69-pound blackfish at Miller Place Bait and Tackle, putting Daniel in 4th place for the blackfish category. Taking 7th place in the blackfish category goes to Joseph Konornek Jr., New England subscriber from East Lyme, Connecticut, with a 7.9-pounder weighed in at Hillier's Tackle Shop. New Jersey subscriber Amir Rajapal of Jersey City, New Jersey, weighed in his 10.17-pound blackfish at Quaker Lane Bait and Tackle, taking 3rd place. Taking 2nd place in the popular blackfish category this week is Andy Delgado of Medford, New York, weighing in his 10.38-pounder at Miller Place Bait and Tackle. Our last entry for the week comes from Brooklyn subscriber Rashawn Williams, entering a sea robin of 2.52 pounds, places him 9th in the sea robin class, and he also weighed in a blackfish of 8.03 pounds, both weighed in at Quaker Lane Bait and Tackle, and with these 2 entries on the board, this changes Rashawn's standing on the leaderboard. So now, the leaderboard looks like this. Rashawn Williams is taking 1st place with 23 points. Thomas Luciano placing 2nd with 20 points. And in the 3rd spot, it is Ahmed Solomon with 18 points. There were no new entries in the Coastal Kayak Clash this week, so the leaderboard remains the same. Rotha Nong has 6 points, Dustin Stevens in 2nd with 6 points, and Bob Wagner in 3rd place with 5 points.
And if you decide to participate in our Dreamboat or our Coastal Kayak Clash, read all the rules carefully, fill out all those forms completely, and that includes length and girth measurements on your fish.
Introducing the Yak Attack Sand Rig Surf Cart, the ultimate beach hauler for serious anglers. Glide effortlessly over soft sand with wide balloon wheels and lightweight, corrosion-resistant construction that's completely customizable with options. Whether it's rods, coolers, or tackle, haul it all with ease. Built by surf fishermen and engineered by Yak Attack.
Now let's get to our Around the Map segment here at the Video Fishing Forecast. Starting off on the east end of the island, I have a personal report for you. Got out with Captain John Padawano of Fishing Light Charters. We went out of Montauk, fished on the south side. Easy limit of tog to 7 pounds. They were chewing really good. All on green crabs, fished on rigs and jigs. Awesome day. I think I had my limit probably in about 45 minutes. Really good fishing. If you guys are out that way, definitely look up Captain John. Check him out. He's on the blackfish right now. He actually went out the next day after that. Had a bunch of fish as well. Very similar trip. Moving on to the south shore of the island. James Cogger checks in. He had a 20-pound striper from the Smith Point Beach area. We're going to follow up with John Daly, 37-inch striper, caught on the Capt Tree Pride. Fish was caught outside of Fire Island, and it was tagged with a gray fish tag. Said the fishing was spotted, but there's a lot of adult bunker around, and that's what they got him on. Next up, Franklin Salomon had a 38-inch bass caught on a paddle tail. Said there was a lot of rain bait, a lot of small sand eels around. He was surf casting at night, outgoing tide, caught on a 9-foot Tsunami trophy rod with the Shimano Sedona reel. That was in the Smith Point area. Scott Bronson checks in from the Central South Shore area from the surf. He got out the other night, had 8 nice fish. Said he left them biting too. 6 3/4-inch Yozuri, Hydro Minnow, and Chicken Scratch did the trick on a slow retrieve. David Marcus checks in from the Central South Shore area. Another surf report. Said he had this beautiful bass, oversized, went right back in, caught it right at the lip. It's important to work those plugs right to the lip. That's where a lot of the fish have been. That's where a lot of fish I've been catching have been too, from the surf. Joe Greenberg, sea bass for you, caught on the 30-fathom line, one of the wrecks out that way. He said they had a 4-man limit of sea bass to about 4 pounds. He's showing off the biggest one right here. Moving on, Michael caught his first striper outside of Fire Island Inlet. The fish was 44 inches, 39 pounds. It was caught on a live eel that actually caught 3 dogfish previously. This chewed up eel ended up catching this fish. The striper did not care. The fish was released right after a quick photo. Mike is 11, and he's from Massapequa Park. Nice job, Mike. Jeff Rocco of Aquilina 2 Charters, he is based out of Mauritius, reported in. He had some really nice tog past couple weeks. Him and his son Joey had a double limit the other day to 5+ pounds. Captain out Lorenzetti is back on the water. Went out Sunday into Fire Island Inlet area. Fished with Luis. He's from Solitaire. They had their limit by 11 a.m. Good to see out there again, Captain Al. Moving on to the west end of the island. Mike Onfrey had 7 bass to 38 inches off Tobay in 40 feet of water. He said white and green mojos did the trick. Rob Mills had an hour before work the other week. Said before the wind started really blowing, he got out there, caught his personal best from the surf, hit that perfect window, 37 inches on a 2-ounce diamond jig over by Jones Beach. Bill Mastano checked in again this week. He said, I took 3 friends bass fishing on Monday, had a great day. It was their first time bass fishing. John in the middle caught 3 fish released, and he caught a slot as well. Said the rest of the guys caught nothing, but John had a banner day. They fished outside of East Rockaway Inlet using live bunker on circle hooks. Nicholas D'Agostino fished off at Jones Beach in 35 feet of water using live bunker as bait. This fish measured 36 inches and was released safely afterwards. John Gilbert fished some rough conditions, but he said it paid off. 10 bass, way over the slot on mojos and diamond jigs. Thomas Hipner has been hitting the western South Shore in the back bays, doing one of my favorite kinds of fishing, shorebound tog fishing, and he's been catching a whole bunch of them. Nice job, Thomas. Nick Valentini caught this 50-inch striper on the 3 Paisans. Beautiful fish, trophy fish right here. Caught on a live bunker on a circle hook fishing 40 feet of water outside the Pink Hotel. We all know that spot. Joe Cummings had his first and second fish of the fall run this season, caught on the green tube diamond jig. First fish was 28.5 inches and the second fish was 36 inches. Said they both put up a great fight and they're both released. Caught off at Jones Beach. Owen Carr checks in as well. He had 3 oversized striped bass. Caught and released them all over by the Jones Beach Needle. 7-year-old Louis Largo from Seaford reeled in this 47-inch striper and released it in a South Shore back bay. Then we got Mateo checking in from the Jones Inlet area. Caught this one on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock on the diamond jig. Safe release as well as an oversized fish. Said a blitz popped up for 20 seconds and that is when he caught this fish. Moving on to the north shore of the island. Got a couple reports out this way for you. Lucas Schultz went all the way out to Orient Point. Had a good day on the tog on his boat. Then Alan Yee checks in again. He's been a staple here in the weekly video fishing forecast. He hopped on the Brooklyn Girl, again out of Orient Point last Saturday. Caught these tog right here on the Rhode Island Tog Wrecker jig setup with halved green crabs. And for all you watching, if you do have a notable catch, email me at mbroderick@thefisherman.com. I'll try and get it into the weekly video fishing forecast or the magazine. Now let's check in with our correspondents from around the island. If you want to hop to a certain correspondent from a certain spot on the island, you can use the YouTube chapters feature to do so now.
Thank you, Matt. Well, greetings everybody from Montauk. I'm out here in Fort Palm Bay, and as everybody knows, the weather's going to turn south and get pretty nasty over the next couple of days. So this is a pre-weather report. Last week, we've still been seeing some nice striped bass. There's been striped bass on the beach, surf casting. I've had some nice bass right under the lighthouse, but I've also been concentrating on going blackfishing. So we've had good blackfishing. I've talked to guys up in Watch Hill, Rhode Island, running up there, fishing east of the lighthouse, over in Block Island. All those spots are kind of producing some nice blackfish. There's still some sea bass around. I've been staying relatively local and doing okay. The squid fishing in Fort Palm Bay is still going strong. I don't know what's going to happen after this blow, but that's still an option. So if you want to get some bait or some squid for calamari, that's an option. And there's still guys offshore doing some catch and release giant bluefin tuna. Other than that, I don't have any pictures. I think it's pretty much about just dealing with the weather over the next couple days. Hopefully it lays down enough and our season is going to continue for another month. All right, everybody. Talk to you next week.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, everyone. Striper fishing's going pretty good. Pretty solid bite last weekend, even though dogfish were just everywhere and just a real pain to deal with. But, you know, there were a couple of bites with blitzing bass close to the beach that both the boat guys and the surf casters were getting at. The inlets were fairly good. Had dogfish in the inlets as well. And then this week off the beach, I finally got the skunk off and got a couple of fish the last few days. And it was kind of cool to see earlier today that when I was bringing my diamond jig in, that there's some sand eels around. So that would be great if we start to get some of that sand eel bite like we did last year. It tends to keep the stripers a little more pinned down in one area, and you know, versus them chasing bunker and chasing pretty fast after them moving pretty quick down the beach, which kind of had been happening over the weekend. So we'll see what happens after this storm, but you know, we're basically into November, and even though I've heard of some fish still up at the Cape and Block Island, you never know, it's getting late, so don't miss any opportunity to get out there and get on them. So so that's about it. Kind of the only game in town, blackfish last weekend. So people did well. Looks like we're gonna have this wind until the end of the weekend, so not sure how many people will get out. You can still obviously go from the inlets, just you know, be wary of the conditions that you probably might be dealing with on the rocks. So all right, so that's it. Let us know how you do. We'll talk to you next week. Back to you, Matt.
A wrap-up of last week was really fun fishing. We've got porgies in the mix, but it's all about blackfish. The striped bass took a turn on, but into the bays was really red hot. You had jigging on the outside. Bonito really disappeared, I have to say, but right now the strategy is what to do this week, what's coming up this weekend. It's going to look really windy, so the boat's going to have really tricky spots. Better watch yourself, but the name of the game is get on the shore. Take advantage of this wonderful shore bite we've had. We've had bass 15 to 20 pounds in the bay. You don't need a boat to hit them. They're in the back of the bay. They're in the front. They're all over the place and moving in hot pods, you know. So this is a great way to get out, throw some eels, throw your rubber shads, work your different artificial lures, and get yourself a beautiful bass. There's also a porgy around. Blackfishing on the North Shore has so many opportunities from the beach. You know, this strong northeast winds has really turned everything up, and the blackfish they come into the shoreline again, and that's great to see. What we're really looking at is the great news, and that's that the squid are here. The squid have been a fantastic way to get out there and enjoy yourself. So again, this weekend, going a little bit into the week, we're looking at heavy winds, you know, each day, and they're going to be changing at different angles. So that's where you want to get on there, look at your maps. There's always an opportunity because we have so many different coves and wind breaks here on the North Shore. So the opportunities are definitely there to go fishing, and it's all going to be about the shore bite this weekend. You'll see blackfish off the beach again as a wrap up. Beautiful striped bass and porgy still in the mix. And that's about like all I could think of right now. Those squid, wow, so delicious, so tasty. Check out one of our local party boats. James Joseph is running squid trips as well. If you live in our area and you want to bulk up on something delicious for the holidays, go out there, have a great time. Thank you everyone for supporting our shops and buying the crabs and everything. And it's really important. Big shout out to those other shops there that are punching through this tough economy and very, very difficult weather patterns. You know, it's really affecting a lot of people. It's hitting the pocketbooks on a lot of people coming into the wintertime. So again, thank you to all those people that come in and support our family business. We really, really love you from the bottom of our hearts. Until next week, I bid you all peace and tight lines.
For more than 20 years, anglers everywhere have come to know one thing, that nothing says no to fish bites.
I'm trying to get fish as much as I can, and here it is. It's windy as all hell out of the northeast, which is pretty good, so everybody tells me. I'm actually came down here, but it's howling pretty good, so I decided I'm going to use my spinning gear today. I don't know much about it. I don't use it a lot, and surprise, a surf fisherman came up and he gave me advice. maybe he's just telling me that. He said I should be waiting for the tide change. All right, I'll give it a shot. But I did see somebody coming off the beach with a keeper striper on a diamond jig, so that's what I'm going to use today. Give it a shot. Now, as far as the freshwater scene goes, all the rivers upstate are in pretty good shape. And even the steelhead rivers, who were very, very low, are now at very good fishing levels, and it meant that a lot of fish came in. I've been here from the Salmon River, been good for steelhead. Anyway, it's looks like it's going to be a beautiful day, even though it's cloudy. Hopefully there'll be some fish. I'll give it a shot. If not, hey, you can't catch them if you're sitting on the couch. So, and try different techniques. Like I said, I want to fish, so I'm going to use my surf rod, but who knows? But anyway, try different techniques. Get off the couch and get outside and fish where you can. Until next week. Tie lines, everybody.
Hey, Matt. Fire Island report. Fishing is red hot. Striped bass all over the place. I fished with Tim Smith on Sunday and a good friend, Luis, and we had a pile of fish, slot size and larger, inside on a live spot. So plenty of fish to be had. Striped bass. Blackfish, I hear there's a catch. Some keepers, you know, a lot of shorts on the bridge columns and some of the other obstruct, you know, debris in certain areas wherever you can find it. And so that's still happening as well. Bottom fishing is kind of petering out now. The water got a little chilly, and this weekend the weather's going to be tough. Friday and Saturday look really unfishable, but Sunday looks like a really good day. That's it for this week, Matt. We'll get back to you next week with the latest news.
Hey guys, Nuno here from Tyalure. Thanks for having us. You know, a great blessed week we just had here of fishing. The local tog scene was phenomenal. Lots of local little tournaments around. Guys weighed in some nice sized fish. Biggest I've seen this week was 12 pounds. Lots of other good ones out there. Lots of shorts, lots of action. The green crabs on the jigs have been phenomenal. That being said, some of the party boats fishing Rhode Island and the South Shore are also doing very, very well on the blackfish. So it has been a very, very good season. Plus, we had a good weekend weather that just passed. Also on the striped bass, big uptick on the striped bass, guys. We definitely see an uptick there. A lot of surface feeds, a lot of schoolies, and a lot of shorts. A few jumbos, a few slots mixed in. Nothing crazy, but a lot of shorts out there, guys. Even the back bays are producing quite a bit of fish. That being said, the offshore scene's a different animal. The yellowfin have seemed to disappear. You know, the blow that lasted, I don't know, 7 to 10 days, stirred all the water up there and stuff. Maybe there'll be some fish down to the south or way to the east, but right now it doesn't look like the local waters are producing much. But bluefin, lots of bluefin. Jumbos are out there, all size bluefin. If you guys want to play catch and release, as we haven't gotten that additional quota, but it's a good time to go and kind of get your last licks in for the end of the season. That being said, guys, tight lines out there. Enjoy, catch them up. Season goes on strong here, 7 to 7 every day.
Thanks, Matt. Well, fall run is in full effect. It is peak season right now. There's schoolies in the bay, and there are cow bass out front. We're getting bass up to 46 inches and super fat. We're getting them on Joe bags, jig heads, and when we can find the bunker schools, getting them on live bunker. You got to sift through 5 or 6 dogfish in order to get a bass. You got to sift this a dogfish invasion. I've never seen so many. So just be prepared for that. There's also albies out there. If you go into a little bit deeper water, they're out there under the birds, running and gunning. Super, you got to chase them. There's bluefin down south. I'm hoping they'll be in the Rockaway area in a little bit. That should liven up in November. We'll be sending it Sunday and Monday for bass, possible bluefin catch and release. There's also thresher sharks out there. I've heard several reports of people seeing and catching thresher sharks. So that's pretty exciting. So get out there, get some albies, get some mackerel, get some bass, threshers, hopefully some big giant bluefin soon. Maybe it'll even open up for a couple days. But we'll be sending it Sunday and Monday, so hit me up if you want to catch some cow bass. All right, thanks, Matt. Peace.
All right, live action. We're on the bass right now. Excellent fishing. Let's get them back in. There goes that one. Oh, nice. Nice one. We got another one. What else? All right. Oh, that's a real one. That's a real one. Nice fish. Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's go, Manny. All right. Beautiful. Nice work, guys. So we got them chilling good right now. We're using plugs. We're using shad, so bucktails. So bucktails, shad. Let's show them how it was done. Look at that pork rind.
Let's go.
Nice.
From the 1980s.
Let's go. All right. Welcome back. So yeah, we got our members on the fish. Hot and heavy right now. Ooh, let's get it back in. All right. And of course, they gotta be between 28 and 31 inches. So right now, we didn't find any slots yet, but we're banging on them. So, all right, back to you, Matt.
Well, thank you all for tuning in again this week to the weekly video fishing forecast. Had a whole bunch of stuff for you this week, whether it was the status quo on the striped bass, regulations of 2026, stories from Captain Al, some tog tips for you, or the reports. A lot going on right now. Weather is looking a little iffy coming up with this storm, but the weekend looks pretty good. It's going to settle down after these winds blow by. Got the Riverview tournament coming up. That's on the 5th of November. Check that one out if you like to compete in striped bass tournaments. Otherwise, get out there fishing this weekend. Weather does look great, as I mentioned before. We will see you next week.